Hi you guys, it's Vincent over here. Now this video that I'm making, I want to talk about file number 7. File number 7, as you all know, that's the day 2 assignment in your financial modeling training. The intention of this video is to guide you guys to how to complete this day 2 assignment successfully. So I open up here on the screen here. This is the day 2 assignment that we are talking about. That's on the right side here. Now, I also open up this particular file. Now, this file is the day 5 file that we did. I think it's in day 2, yeah. So this one talks about forecasting methods using quantitative methods. Now we went a long way of comparing what's qualitative, what's quantitative, if you remember. So this is file number 5. And I've opened up on the screen here the tab called linear regression. There's a good reason why I'm opening up this particular file. That's because this day 2 assignment has got something directly related to this particular tab. I'm not going to give you the answers directly, but after watching this video, you'll be able to how to do it. Actually, if you have managed to happen to recall the steps that we took right in the training at the day. Yeah. So okay, firstly, let's go to the day 2 assignment file. Yeah. Under this tab here, there's only one tab anyway. Now, before we jump to it, I just want to point out these yellow cells are there for you to input your answers or formulas. You don't have to change the structure of the file. I've done it in such a way that, hey, the structure of the file is just nice for workings and for formulas and for answers that matter, right? So some of the files that I received, right, the structure has changed so much that I have difficulty understanding where's the source and where's the question, where's the answer, right? So please do not change the structure of the file. Means do not add additional columns or rows. Just do your inputs in the yellow cells. Yeah. If there's anything missing or something that you feel strongly that's missing, please send me an email on this. Let's get right down to business. Now in column A, we have the months January to December 2020 and January to December 2021. Okay, now it's quite obvious that, hey, it's blank, right? So which means that we need to have some input here. Now, what kind of input is that? Now, I purposely crafted the question in such a way, right, that one look at this and one look at if you happen to revise this particular day 5 file number 5, right, you'll be able to actually answer it. Okay, assignment 1 question: forecast deposits for the entire year of 2021 using regression analysis. Maximum score 20. All right. Amount of deposits. So what is the amount for 2021, January to December? Right. Now, how to apply this is like this, right? When we talk about regression analysis, now in this particular case, we are talking about what we learn. There are about 6 types, right? So what we learned, the first thing that we learned was linear regression, straight line, right? So in that particular linear regression, there's always an x and a y. You remember, right? Your x and a y, right? What is a x, what is a y? Which one is x, which one is y? It is when we draw a graph, right? Right? This is y, this is x, right? These two axes. The x influences the y. If you remember this formula, which means that we can call y the dependent variable and x the independent variable. So after establishing what is independent and what is dependent in terms of the variables, right? The next thing is look at your data over here, right? Okay. Now you're asked to actually forecast this, right? It's quite obvious that this is your y. You know why? Because it's the output of the whole question. If that is y, it means that this is x in the context of this question, yeah? Okay. So having said that, right? And if we reflect it, and we look at it again, interest rates in this context is supposedly influencing the amount of deposits being put in. And what is the deposit for? January, December 2021. All right. Now you don't have to go to the analysis tool pack to apply the tool. Yeah. What you need to do is to follow this method that is inside here. That's all. It's the same method that's being applied. You use the forecast method directly. Okay. Now the tip is like this. You know your x and the y vary properly, and you just apply the forecast formula across this area. Okay. After that, come to this area here and draw a scatter graph, plot a scatter graph that looks like this, based on x and y here. I wouldn't say the line is totally exactly the same. Of course, it's not. But once you get the graph, the next thing to do is right click on the dots, right? You right click on the dots, okay? You add a trend line and you format the data, right? The line. Okay, if it doesn't come out correctly, there it is. What you need to do is display the equation, display the R squared. Now please revise what is your R squared. This also in this tab in file number 5. So file number 5 actually answers your day 2 assignment quite closely, Okay, but you have to think to learn how to apply what the things taught into this data which is in day 2 assignment, yeah? So you see, assignment number 3 talks about obtaining an equation. Equation you can easily get from your graph already, Coefficient of correlation. Do you remember this? You apply the Correl formula to this, right? And can easily get this. What do you apply to? You apply again to the data set, which is up here. All right. This data, I purposely put it slightly different from the example that we did in file number 5. Correct, right? File number 5, we're talking about using January 29 to December 2019 numbers, okay? And saying that 2019 influences 2020, all right? And 2020 numbers are dependent on 2019 numbers. It's just a slight bit of change. In this case, it's the same year, but it's interest rate and amount of deposits, yeah? So learn how to apply this. Now, coming back to this, so this is using Correl, right? Coefficient of determination, you can easily get from the graph already, which is right here, right? Okay, so that's it, guys. Now, I will expect your assignments to be in very quickly once you see the video. I hope you see this video, because once you see it and you take a step back and take a look at the revised file number 5, right? You'll be able to put in the answers quite accurately. Okay, thank you.